Hello and welcome to the Grand Review for the third day of pre-season testing. What a day it has been. There's been a lot of close action throughout, but still the timesheets were a surprise, especially for Toro Rosso, who ended the day topping the timesheets with Danny Kvyat. But first, let's take a look at where we are for pre-season testing. The teams have made their way to Spain with the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the third day of pre-season testing. Total of 8 days of pre-season. This is day 3 of the 4 that are in the first week here. Delighted to say that will be trackside for next week's 4-day test. We'll be live on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday with the Grand Review in the evening with a wrap-up of the day. So the first session in the morning was 4 hours long and it was topped by Kimi Räikkönen. Quite a surprise to see Alfa Romeo at the top. Let's see how they got there. Here's what happened in the first session. So surprise, it was Kimi Räikkönen who topped the morning session, not a Ferrari for the first time in pre-season testing so far. Räikkönen topped it in the Alfa Romeo on a 1:17.762, a good strong lap, but Vettel did follow him right behind on his second day of testing, a 1:18.350. Hülkenberg third fastest, not a big afternoon for him. Poor Pedro Fittipaldi, he stopped down on the track coming into turn 9. The car just grounding to a halt. Reliability a problem with Haas today, as it would plague them in the afternoon session twice as well. We'll get more into that later on. Good job from Sainz today. Had a few spins. He spun massively into the gravel coming into turn 5 and 6 and locked up and had to go the long way round at turn 10. So not a big deal for him today. Bottas, though, the last in the timesheets at the moment on a 1:26.93. Just completing 88 laps, the most of anybody. But Mercedes very much going for long runs today. Let's take a look at the times then from the morning session. So in the morning session, Kimi Räikkönen tops the timesheets at 1:17.762. Sebastian Vettel second at 1:18.350. Nico Hülkenberg in third at 1:18.8. Danny Kvyat fourth at 1:18.897. Just 3 thousandths off that was Max Verstappen in fifth at 1:18.899. Pedro Fittipaldi in 6th at 1:19.249, followed by Carlos Sainz 7th at 1:19.354, Sergio Perez 8th at 1:21.02, and Valtteri Bottas 9th at 1:20.693. Räikkönen top then at 1:17.762. Vettel second on a 1:18.350. Not a bad time for Räikkönen in the Alfa Romeo. You've got to remember he's in the Alfa this year, not the Ferrari. So it's causing a little bit of confusion up in the comments box when you see Räikkönen topping and Vettel second, because have they split the days? But no, he's with the different teams. You've got to remember all these facts and figures. But a great morning for Alfa Romeo. Not a great morning for Pedro Fittipaldi, the grandson of Emerson Fittipaldi. He stopped down the track at turn 9 for an unknown issue with the car. Haas, of course, will go on to have 2 more issues throughout the day, but we'll get more to that later on. But first, let's take a look at what happened in the afternoon session. So the red flag came out with 5 minutes to go. I took the screenshot at 2 minutes to go, obviously, but when everyone was back in the pit lane. But the red flag came out early and stopped the session because Romain Grosjean stopped out on the track with 5 minutes to go in the Haas, and he stopped earlier on in the day as well. So that's 3 stoppage on track, 2 at turn 9, 1 at turn 5. So the Haas car just having a major reliability problem today. I hope they can get it fixed for tomorrow. A few lockups as well going around. Ricciardo had a little bit of a spin, but nothing really that big. Verstappen found... Who did Verstappen? Verstappen found... I'm trying to work out who it was now because I've forgotten in my head. Looking on the order. I think he found Carlos Sainz. That was it. Yeah, Verstappen found Sainz on the track and towed a bit for the aero. Good job from Honda today, actually, because if you may notice, Danny Kvyat topped the timesheets on 137 laps. He bettered Kimi Räikkönen's time of a 1:17.762 set in the morning, and with the last 20 minutes to go the session, did a 1:17.704 on the Compound 5 tyres, which is the softest tyre available. I think it was Compound 5, Compound 4, Compound 5, Compound 5. So a lot of the softest tyres running into today's testing. But Interesting day. Hamilton and Bottas, yeah, the last two on the sheets as well, 11th and 12th, but George Russell completing a total of 23 laps in the end. Finally, the Williams got out onto the track after missing 2.5 days of testing. So they've only got 1.5 days now to get some data. And considering Ferrari have now done more than 500 laps, it's not great news for Williams, who've only done 23. With the session red flagged with 5 minutes to go, Danny Kvyat would remain on top on a 1:17.704. Kimi Raikkonen second at 1:17.762. Daniel Ricciardo third at 1:18.164. Sebastian Vettel fourth at 1:18.350. Max Verstappen was fifth at 1:18.787. Nico Hülkenberg was in sixth at 1:18.8, followed by Romain Grosjean seventh at 1:19.060. Fittipaldi was eighth at 1:19.249. Sainz was ninth at 1:19.354. Perez 10th at 1:20.102, Bottas 11th at 1:26.93, followed by Lewis Hamilton 12th at 1:20.818, and George Russell getting time on the board at 1:25.625. Finally, Williams are testing. So red flag coming out with 5 minutes to go for stoppage of Romain Grosjean, who took over the Haas in the afternoon. Not exactly the greatest start either for him, because he stopped in the beginning of the afternoon session and at the end as well. So Grosjean took over for Fittipaldi in the afternoon, and we had 3 red flags in the day, all caused by the same car of the Haas. But still, Danny Kvyat topping the timesheets, impressive for the Toro Rosso team, a 1:17.704. He did it though on the 5th compound tyre, as you know, so it's not really the fastest time. He just did it at the end of the day, the glory lap as we call it. So he just went and topped the timesheets, but it's good for morale, and it's good for Toro Rosso, and it's good for the Honda engine, especially if you're Christian Horner, who you're going home tonight with a big smile on your face as a Honda engine has topped the timesheets for the first time in testing. Wow, it feels good to say that. Honda finally back to the glory days. Is that a bit too soon to say? I could be, but I'm going to go for it. So let's see what happens in the next 2 days. Tomorrow is the last day of pre-season testing for the first test for day 4 of 4. And of course, next week we are live at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for a show in the morning, show in the afternoon, and a show in the evening. Live 3 times in the day. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So please do watch us over on Facebook for that one, with the uploads to YouTube later in the day. It is going to be so much fun, and we can't wait to get to Spain. So that's it from day 3 of testing. Join us tomorrow at 9 o'clock for the 4th and final day of pre-season testing for this first test. It's tricky to remember, isn't it? Good night.